living in another country with another language, with another culture, it's not going to be the same. I was a doctor, but what did I gain more than being a doctor? We don't know in Iran the next day, if we wake up, which country is gonna bomb us. These Western countries, they are offering freedom, these human rights, blah, blah, blah. But it is actually giving your young, your money, your everything. You're fighting for the same right that you were fighting in your country. I will say it in Farsi, khar hamune, palunesh avaz mishe. Which means that the donkey will be the same, just the cover that we put it on it will be changed. The color will be different.
Welcome, Saeedeh. It's great to have you here. Let's get to know you a bit. Tell us your name, what do you do, and how long have you been living in Australia?
Thank you, Gosha, for having me here. I'm Saeedeh from Iran. I'm a GP, like the short form of general practitioner, a doctor. And by end of this month, it will be 7 years that I'm in Australia.
So what made you decide to move from Iran to Australia?
Main reason to decide to move out was because as things were not good in the country, some economical problem that we had, and by the time the currency was getting worse, so it was hard to see a future in my country, that I can build that future by myself without my parents' help. Now I'm here.
In which year did you decide to move?
2015.
What did you leave behind when you made that decision?
My family, my friends, the main thing.
Yeah, so can we say that that's the hardest part of leaving?
Yes, very hard. At that time, I was living far from my family. So I thought, yeah, I can live in another country. But I didn't just came to another country. I came to another continent, which is long, far away from where they are.
Now it's your turn. What was the hardest part of leaving your country? Start your comment with, my hardest part was. I'll go first. My hardest part was leaving my parents, sisters, and cats behind. We'd like to read your comments and get to know you a bit better. Let's connect in the comments. What type of visa did you come on here?
I came on tourist visa at the beginning. I was here for 7 months, let's say. I passed my English exam, I got my work assessment, and I sat for one exam and I couldn't pass. So I was like, my money is finishing, I should go back. So I went back, I worked for a couple of months, and then I got another exam date. So I got another visa, I came, I couldn't pass. And I was like, let's try another exam, and COVID started. And I was stuck. For 2 years, it was full COVID in Australia, so I was able to go back actually, as the minister back then, he said that if immigrants are not happy here, they're more than welcome to go back to their countries. So I was able to go back to my country, but so far I spent lots of money from my savings, and I was like, nah, I'm staying. So I stayed on tourist visa for nearly 2 more years. And then the government introduced another visa, which was COVID visa. So I changed my tourist visa to COVID visa, and I was on COVID visa for 2 years. Yeah, roughly 2 years. And now I'm on working visa.
When you come here, did you bring anything meaningful with you?
Yes, I brought some elements specifically from my city. I'm from Yazd.
What kind of elements?
My city is very famous for the building old buildings. We say Badgir, which is the long clay building, the towers somehow, because it was very hot in my city. So these buildings, it was trapping air, and it was going down as a fridge, as a freezer. So I brought some elements, which is from my town, Shahr Badgirha.
When you compare it to your home country, what was the first thing that really felt different here?
It might be funny. I was really shocked. I stopped in the street when 2 gay people kissed each other. I was like, because in my country, not even straight couples, they're not kissing each other in the street. Some cultural things that we have. So here, all of a sudden, 2 gay people in front of me, they kissed each other. Just looking at them, freezed for a couple of seconds, didn't know the reaction. Should I continue walking? Should I look other way? What should be my reaction? That was
Yeah. How did it affect you later?
Well, actually, now I have lots of gay friends. I have a very, very good friendship with them. They're very trustworthy people, which I didn't have the chance back then. So, if you know, being gay is having the sentence to death in my country. So, even if they had that feelings, they were not allowed to talk. Still, they're not allowed to. But these days, they are more courageous, at least, to come out in between their friends. They are more accepted. I didn't have any ideas back then.
So let's compare the life in Iran and in Australia. What would you say as a woman?
When I finished my studies, I was somehow technically independent. I was working alone, like living alone, but the difference was I was going to petrol station. I was not getting out of my car to fill my tank. The person who was working there, they were filling my car. They were just bringing the pose. I was tapping and done. But here, the first time I went out of my car, I was just looking. I didn't know what to do. So I just checked the prices. I didn't know the difference between petrol, diesel, what is this, what is that, no idea. I just checked the prices. Okay, this is cheaper. I didn't know any difference, no idea. So I filled my car, I paid, and I left. Maybe in 200 meters, my car stopped. I called the guy who I got my car from. Sir, the car is not working. Something happens. You need to do something. He said, no, yesterday you bought it from me and you drove. Everything was fine. I was like, yes, but today it's not working. He was a smart guy, to be honest. And he asked me, have you been to petrol station? I said, yes, I have. What did you fill your car with? I said, I don't know. He said, petrol or diesel? I said, I don't know. And I filled my car with the diesel. And then again, another big difference started, which hit me hard. In Iran, if a woman is parked the car next to the street, each car passing, beep, beep, hey, how can I help? Next car, next car. You wouldn't stay in the street for hours to someone to come and help you. I was sitting in the car, like next to the road, and that place, the car not meant to be parked. So cars were passing, honking hard. I was crying. I was trying to call the insurance because yesterday I insured my car, but I didn't do the car assistant because I didn't have any idea what can it be used for. So crying, like you don't have any friends to call. You can't call your dad. Dad, I'm stuck. How can he help you?
Yeah.
You feel alone, super alone. And I was sitting in the street for maybe 6-7 hours that someone come, tow my car, and I get back home.
Yeah.
So that was a big difference. But Aussie girls, since early ages, they know how to change their tires. They know so many things. They have ideas about so many handy stuff. In Iran, no. I didn't feel any pressure to know this.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. When you first came here, did you face any language barrier?
Of course. The accent, it was super strong. I started learning English when I was 7, but Aussie accent is in another level. When I was living in Frankston, so Frankston is a suburb in Melbourne, which people are having very strong accent. Maybe the friends who are in Queensland may laugh at me, but that was my experience. The accent was super strong. I was just looking at them. I was not able to respond anything. I was just looking at them. So it took time. Yes.
Yeah. Like after how many years you felt confident in that?
I can say after 2 years. Yeah.
Do you have any favorite Aussie slang or expression?
Not really, because I was working in a suburb that people around me, they were Arabs, Turks. So I was not any connection with Aussies, so no.
Yeah.
And my friends are Turk, male majority. They are from Turkey.
So any Turkish slang?
Yes, my housemate, he was using a lot was mutiş. I like that so much, mutiş.
British.
Yep. Well, bad word.
Just try to pick the one suitable to say in front of the camera, you know?
The one that they're using the most, my friends at least, is amına koyayım. I don't know what, but that is in each sentence of them, at least once they're using it.
Who used that one last time?
I can say someone who is, you're hearing his wife.
I know I got that part.
Is there any moment that you said, yes, I really live in Australia?
Well, it was not out of joy, to be honest, but yes, I felt that I am in a safe place, not safe place, but I am in a place that I can get my right. So, as I said, in Iran, I was always trying to fight for my right, even though it's a very small thing. It's not actually a small thing with my working hours or something like that. So I was complaining, but my voice was not heard. But here, I was living in a share house. So the landlord, she started renting her house to so many people, which that house didn't have the capacity of that many of people. So I went to the website to check the tenants' right, how should it be maintained, the house and stuff, and nothing was matching with that website. So I created a list and I wrote it formally for her. Look, this is not right in this household. And she didn't respond to me. So I emailed that tenant website and they contacted her. As soon as she heard that phone call, she wrote a letter and slid it under my door, which was written, you need to evacuate by end of the night. And I called the same guy who called her because he called me and he told me, look, I spoke with your landlord. And after the lady sent it to me, I called him and I said, look, she did that to me. He told me, right now you will go to VCAT. So I went there and I was so stressed. I was shaking somehow. No one asked me, what type your visa? What is your passport? Where are you coming? What is your job? And they helped me, and instantly they gave me the restriction order against that landlord, that she can't do anything to you, she can't say such thing to you. If she wants to evacuate, she needs to give you a notice at least 28 days. So that thing, it gave me courage, it gave me hope. I was thinking, yes, that is what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, good story. So you came here as a doctor.
Yes.
Was it easy to start working as a doctor here?
No, at least my journey was not. In general, no, it was not an easy, and I can say for most of my friends, it wasn't an easy journey. Passing the exam is a little bit tricky. I was one of the top students back home. To enter medicine in my country, you should have a good score. And it is not like Australia that you have some scores during high school and you send it to universities and they will accept it or not. No, we have an entrance exam. So in that entrance exam, you're competing other people and you need to get a good spot that you can enter the university. I got that score. I tried hard. I was working back home. So what is wrong? I was keep questioning myself. I wasn't dumb, but why am I dumb here? Why is it not happening? So yes, it was very hard to enter. And I can say it is not an easy process to enter as a doctor in Australia, which I know plenty of specialists who are working as an Uber Eats in Australia because they can't pass this exam.
Yeah, we're talking about shortage here.
Yes, of course.
But still, as doctors, you're struggling.
Well, actually, it's not about even the entrance. So I'm a doctor now. Like, they assessed my qualification. I passed the exam. Doesn't matter how many times. And I am working in Australia for nearly 3 years now. I want to practice, let's say, from the practice this side of the road to this other side of the road, right? It will take at least 4 months that the authorities assess that if you're eligible to move from this side of the road to the other. And this decision is not 100% that yes, you're able to move. They may say, no, you're not eligible. You need to sit that exam again, which means thousands of dollars again, time and no one would check this doctor, is he or she suffering in that clinic? Is he okay? No one is coming and asking immigrant doctors, are you really okay? Sorry, I need to repeat it again, but we heard during COVID that if immigrants not happy, go back to your country. Of course, this government, these Western governments, they know that if we were happy, we would have stayed back home. I was a doctor, but what did I gain more than being a doctor? I was a doctor, now I'm a doctor. Okay, so you didn't give me anything. I am paying you to let me serve. I was like, during passing the exam, I was feeling like a small human that sitting somewhere just waving, hey, I'm here, see me, look at me. And each time they were just turning her head around. See, there is something we can't understand.
What can be the most challenging aspect working as a doctor, like immigrant doctor?
Unstoppable exams. Exams and exams and exams and exams. For instance, now that I sat for that exam, I passed. So in Australia, they give you limited registration, right? Their opinion, you're limited and you have been assessed for this specific practice. So if you want to get general registration, you need to pass another exam. That exam is $4,000 with passing rate of 5%, sitting again and again and again and again. As an immigrant doctor, you are not allowed to work in metropolitan areas in hours. In hours is like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. So in metropolitan areas, I am only allowed to work from 6 p.m. to 11. And they're calling it moratorium, which is 10 years. So I should work 10 years after hours. Doesn't matter, I'm a limited registrar, general registrar, or I got my fellowship. And again, I'm talking about the fellowship. When I decided to come to Australia, so you were allowed to sit for this fellowship exam, having the Australian work experience and some part of your overseas experience. When it comes to the 4 years, you can sit for that exam. That rule changed from 2021. If you want to sit for this fellowship exam, you need to work in regional areas. So regional areas, example, Melbourne, Kilmore, for instance. I should work in Kilmore, so they would allow me to enter that specific program. And now that even they removed it. I can enter that fellowship program if I pass that general exam, like clinical examination that I told you, 4,005%. So again and again and again and again and again.
Never ending.
Never ending.
Can we talk about the negatives of being here as a doctor?
Well, being a doctor, in my point of view, doesn't have a negative point, but it is harder being a doctor in Australia rather than in Iran. The population of doctors, specialists is high. But here in Australia, there is a shortage, always. GP is not just a GP. GP is specialist in most aspects. And if the GP can't get to some results, then we will involve the specialist, because specialist is very expensive. So I can say majority of people, they don't want to go to specialists and spend money, so they will. And even we want to involve the specialists, they're not that plenty of specialists. We don't have that much of an option to refer the patients, so the patients will come back. As a general practitioner, I need to handle the patient, handle the pain, handle the problem. Sometimes I am happy to work in Australia is I am allowed to say that I don't want to visit this patient again. This patient disrespected me. This patient asked like unnecessary medicine. So I have the right to not visit this patient.
Yeah, that's a positive side.
Yes. So income is a very important thing to live. As a GP in Iran, these days, I wouldn't be able to have an average life even. But in Australia, yes, I can have an average life. I can save some money. In here, I can buy a car for myself without my dad help. But in Iran, if I want to have a car, without my dad help, I wouldn't be able to buy anything. House, forget about it. Never. It's not gonna happen.
Now, if you had the chance to speak yourself before migrating, what would you say?
Think twice before you go out. Living in another country with another language, with another culture, it's not gonna be the same. You will miss that your sister is graduating from high school, your sister is having her boyfriend, your brother is getting married, and you might miss any of them. These things are gonna happen again. Double think.
Yeah, that's right. So here, do you think people from different backgrounds are given equal opportunities?
No, of course not.
That was so direct.
So one thing that we are seeing in my job, which is a very formal letters, that we have a college named Royal College of General Practitioners. They were saying that we are pushing APRA, which is Australian Health Practitioner, blah, 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 to fast track the doctors from Ireland and UK. What about us?
Yeah.
Who are we? So yes, our registration, our processes gonna be different, and is different actually.
It must be so hard.
Well, it is. It is. So of course, because they studied in the countries that they're accepted in this country, like they don't need to sit for these kind of exams. But as a registration for me, it took 3 months to get registration. I passed my exam, I had everything. So to assess just that paperwork, to give me the number that I can go practice, it took me 3 months. But for someone who is from UK or who is from Ireland, it wouldn't take that much.
Yeah. Like, what's the biggest difference between the you who arrived and the you today?
I was way happier. I was a young girl, happy, full of life, laughing, but it really changed me. First thing first, of course, English is my second language. I can't be as funny as I am in Farsi. I can't make the jokes that I can make in Farsi in another language because it doesn't make sense. Majority of my friends, they're Turkish. When I want to say something, they don't understand. Like, they're like, what does it mean? I'm like, yes, you're right. So you get quiet, more quiet. You don't talk because you don't find your joke suitable for the area, for the people around you. So as I said, if I needed something, just a call, I became more reliant on myself. And yeah.
What are the 3 pieces of advice you would give to someone who is thinking migrating, especially for women planning to migrate alone?
Again, I will say think twice. Of course, we don't have some basic human rights in my country. We are struggling, people are struggling in some aspects, and of course, we don't know in Iran the next day, if we wake up, which country gonna bomb us. We don't know. So that is very validated to think about moving out, but at the same time, think about who are you leaving behind. Getting these things is good, but you have that things, but without your loved ones. So think about this twice, very big. And these Western countries, they are offering this freedom, these human rights, blah, 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 so many things. But it is actually you're giving your young, your money, your everything. You're fighting for the same right that you were fighting in your country. And these countries, they may give it to you, they may not. And in the end, if the crisis like COVID happens, their minister will come and say, if immigrants are not happy, they can go back to your family. I can say, as a government and stuff, I will say it in Farsi, khar hamune, palunsh avaz mishe, which means that the donkey will be the same, just the cover that we put it on it will be changed. The color will be different.
Yeah. If you had to choose one photo to represent your home country, Iran, what would it be?
It would be this table with the cloth, we name it terme, which is from my country, and plate with rice and saffron on it.
Yeah.
And with 2 bowl of stew, different stew, which is one korma sabzi. You may heard of it. And it will have a plate of fresh vegetable, parsley, chives, this stuff. And 1 bowl of tzatziki, masto khiyar,
Yeah, cacık.
Jajiki. It is yogurt.
Not caciki, cacık.
Okay. That would be the photo I will represent. Yes.
Sounds yummy.
And I forgot that the hand of people who are around it. It is not just 2 hands. At least 6, 7 people, young, old, middle-aged, all around this table.
Yeah. Do you think you will ever go back to Iran?
100%. It is hard to say, but my passport, Irani passport, is not valid much. I can't travel everywhere easily. As you know, I can't go to US with my passport. So it's not a big deal to travel to US, but sometimes you want to have that kind of freedom somehow. Yes, for me, having the passport is important. And of course, even if I don't go back to Iran, I will relocate somewhere which I am closer to my family, which I am able to see my parents at least 4 times a year. My sister, whenever she wants, she can come and live with me. I don't want to be just a screen, a photo behind the screen to attend the weddings, celebrations, just behind this phone.
Yeah.
I want to be a real person in their lives.
Yeah, we can easily relate that actually. Yeah. So is there anything else you would like to add or share that you think is important for others to hear?
Immigration is not easy. It is a long journey. You need to be really passionate about this journey. Do not just come out because things are getting hard. Think, search, listen to other people's stories. Don't think it would be easy. I dealt with this in my country. No way. It's not even close. It is hard. It is very hard. You might feel unhappy. You might feel not yourself. So listen to other people's stories and don't say, no, this is not going to happen to me. Think about it. That I would say.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
I got my taser. Thank you.
Yeah. So that was a great, deep, and lovely chat with you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so open and honest. It was great. Thanks.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. That's it. Is she farting sometimes?
Yes,
Yeah.
not sometimes.
So
often.
generally.
So often.
Because I just...
You might gonna get poisoned.
Yeah.
Who knows? It was me, baby.
Before you go, if you made it this far, I think you liked the video. So go ahead, drop a comment below, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support us a little more, hit the join button and become a member. Thanks for your support. Isırıyor. Ya tamam hadi in.